Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey, and this is the 2024 Kia Telluride, Kia EV9, the electric next evolution of what the Kia Telluride is. And in this video, I'm going to take you on our first drive. Stay tuned. Yes, Gearheads, a huge thank you to Kia for inviting me out to Northern California to drive this vehicle. And as per usual, I'm going to start under the hood here, but being all electric, well, there's no engine, there's no gas, anything in this vehicle. But unlike many other Kia EV products, EV6, there is actually a frunk. Sort of. We've got a little bit of additional storage here, more so than what we see in the EV9 and all the other eGMP platform products, the Hyundai Ioniq 5 and 6 and the Genesis GV60. So a fair amount of additional storage. You can keep some cables under here, anything, maybe some muddy boots or some stuff like that. You do get the vehicle to load charger under here. And I guess, you know, federal regulations mandate you still get the glowing button in case somebody were to get trapped in here, but that's all there really is underneath here. We are driving the all-wheel drive, dual motor, all-wheel drive, top of the line GT-Line in this gorgeous ocean blue. And the first thing I will call to your attention here as we talk about styling before talking about power is the lighting on this one. Given that we have a gloss paint job, we actually get this star map starlight pattern up front. The matte paint job does not get this very interesting light. And it comes standard with this design, but you can actually purchase and download over-the-air updates to customize your starlight pattern up front here in the digital tiger face grille. But I really do like all the LED lighting in this vehicle. It is very futuristic. You can see the running lights on these are very large and in charge. And if I had the blinkers on, you would also see they are very large blinkers as well. That this is the electric evolution of what the Kia Telluride started, which is very true. This very much is the electric Kia Telluride. And this being the GT line, we'll go ahead and talk about power numbers. This is a dual motor electric all-wheel drive vehicle running the largest eGMP battery pack at 99.8 kilowatt hours. It does make 379 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. Good for a 0 to 60 time of 5 seconds from the dealership. But you can pay a one-time $900 upcharge and download faster specs to get 0 to 60 time in 4.5 seconds. And it is all limited to 124 mile an hour top speed. So, you know, decent performance from a big three-row family vehicle. Kia said with this vehicle, they are punching weight classes above where you would typically cross-shop this. So while Kia is a mainstream brand and wants to be known as a mainstream brand, they also see what Telluride has done to elevate the status of the brand and how they've become premium. We've been told anecdotes of people cross-shopping Range Rovers against Tellurides, and this being the electric Telluride, well, of course, you would expect people to be cross-shopping this against the Rivian R1S, Mercedes EQS SUV, many premium vehicles like that. And we'll talk more about that when we get on the inside. Kia has really been doing a number with their very interesting, unique wheels. Here we get a squarish pattern, very interesting design, wrapped in Hankook Ion Evo AS SUV tires. These are 285/45 R21. Again, wrapped around these very interesting, unique four-spoke, squarish design wheels. As we come around to the side profile of this, again, the color of this is an ocean blue. There's so much earth involvement with this vehicle from the different trims, land, wind, earth, whatever the case may be. There's a lot of elements tied to this vehicle, and if you've watched our quick tour of this from Detroit, you know that there are like 10 different recycled materials used on the inside. This does get a very SUV-ish look. thanks to these exaggerated wheel arches in black that do contrast very nicely against this blue and just give it a more rugged appearance. This is, again, the Performance GT line model. We don't know for a fact if a full-fledged Performance GT is coming. We don't know for a fact if a full-fledged Off-Road X Pro is coming, but I would suspect at least one of those two is actually going to happen. As we pan around to the back, these taillights are, again, the star map pattern. Very interesting, very large and in charge. And the blinkers, everything back here is all LED lights. We do have the smart key rear access system where there's no dancing or gyrating back behind the rear bumper to get it to open. If you've got this system enabled and the vehicle turned off, which I don't, you can just stand back here with the key in your pocket. It'll beep 3 times at you and this hatch will open. Interior proportions are on par with a Dodge Durango SUV. Very similar numbers all the way across. Back behind this third row of seats, we get just over 20 cubic feet of storage space. The third row seat is a 50-50 split bench. You fold that down, you get 43.5 cubic feet. Fold them all down, you get 81.7 cubes all told. These are manually folding seats. You just pull that lever and they tip and tumble very nicely. They're like spring-loaded. They go down and out of the way very quickly. You can see a lot of room here. We actually have our charging cable in here, but underneath the load floor, we get a little bit of additional storage for items like your fix-a-flat kit and things like that. We do get some extra power back here for tailgating and the like, and then I really do like this floor mat back here, although it doesn't give you the flattest transition to the seat back here. All around, it does a good job of keeping the vehicle clean back here and making it a crumb-free zone. You can fold the second row seats down. They are power folding second row seats. We'll see more of that when we climb in the third row. So they take a little bit of time. That's why I really like that these third row seats are manually reclining. But there again, you can see just how much room is back here. And this is a power operated hatch. I showed you that earlier. Opens fairly nicely. I'm 5'10". This is how much room you get. Pretty good, but we'll go ahead and close it and climb on inside. Before we get in this one, I did want to show you the key. It is Kia's new age smart key that has all the same functions. First saw this on the new Tellurides, and it is just an evolution of their detonator style. You can see the lock is there, unlock, hatch release, panic button, and all your smart park functionality. Again, one of the over-the-air updates that they're proposing is a parallel parking smart park feature, which I very much look forward to testing that out. We don't have enough time with it here on the speed date, but we do get some door handles that retract into the body. They very much remind me of the EQ products from Mercedes-Benz. Yes, I referenced Mercedes-Benz unironically here in this Kia EV9 review. Coming to the inside, it's a little less Mercedes-Benz. The Mercedes EQ products are like spaceshipy, starshipy. This is very much a upscale Kia product. There is a lot of plastic in here. You can see that is one of the areas where perhaps they saved some of the cost from the massive expense of that nearly 100 kilowatt hour battery underneath. But there are a lot of luxurious features. 2-stage heated steering wheel, 3-stage heated seat, 3-stage ventilated seat, ergo motion massage, 2-person memory up here. All your power buttons here for your window and mirror controls. Very nice. A little bit of extra storage up here. This actually goes through, but there is a little lip here, so you can use it for storage of some larger items. We got some bottle storage down here. 14-speaker Meridian sound system. You can see Meridian surround. Multi-positional seat with lumbar, adjustable bolsters, all kinds of fun stuff. And a thigh support that actually does come out. Comes in handy if you're charging this. Charging does happen very quickly. In about 10 minutes, you can add 100 miles of range. Thanks to this vehicle's 800-volt architecture. It is the only big mainstream 3-row SUV that uses an 800-volt architecture system, so it works very quickly. About 25 minutes from 10 to 80% on a DC fast charge when properly equipped. And I mean the charger, not the vehicle. Getting in, closing the door, you can see my seat moves into place, the steering wheel moves into place. Again, we have a 2-person memory, so it gets into place there. We are trading out drivers today. And I can see poking through this hole in the steering wheel right here, put my foot on the brake, start the vehicle up. Everything comes to light. Two 12.3-inch screens here with a digital helper screen. So huge. Yes, Kia, more of this, please. Like, I don't like that dual function HVAC radio control stuff. This is much better. Though it is hiding behind the steering wheel, I still prefer this over what you were doing in Sportage and Telluride and all your other vehicles. This is an acceptable solution. Really quickly over here, we got our fuel door open or our charge port door open, our frunk, our rear hatch, traction control, your brightness for your gauges, electronic parking brake. Typical controls here on the steering wheel for your adaptive cruise and all the different functions up here. You can see we're getting decent range and economy here on our drive through the mountains. Very nice there. We do have different drive modes here. So we have Sport, My Mode, Snow, Eco, and Normal. And I can tell you, when you put it in Sport, the bolsters hug you tightly and that lumbar kind of dips out of place just to make sure you are very much held into place. You also get a four-wheel drive lock to make sure you tell the vehicle, I want all-wheel drive all the time. Coming across here, you do have all your HVAC controls. It is a separate screen unto itself. It is all touchscreen, so we have nearly 30 inches of screen up here, but you can control all that right there. Again, it is slightly hidden behind here, but most of your controls are going to be found down here. Your fan speed and your temp speed. That's all you really need. You can also page through your modes or do it right here. Very nice user interface here with the Kia infotainment system. Just an evolution of what we've already seen. Very quick, very snappy. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in a premium 12.3-inch screen. Yet another win for this vehicle moving forward. Bunch of hidden taptic buttons right here that disappear when you don't need them, light up when you do. A volume roller, which is an acceptable alternative to a knob. Nice air vents that do a good job. Lots of open storage in this. We got some USB-C ports for both interfacing with the wired version of CarPlay and Android Auto or just charging it. You also get your button right here that shows that cigarette lighter style outlet right there. A lot of open storage right here, but it is in a well, so you're not going to have stuff rolling back and forth. You do have a nice roller shade over here with some retractable cup holders that I will say, so you can see these are two different sizes for different size cups. You have these little grippers in here. That's really nice. You can hide it all. Auto hold, downhill descent control, your parking cameras. You do get 360 cameras in this, and much like many other Kia products, you can go outside of the vehicle and just kind of pan around and see exactly where you are in the situation around you. Really like that. You can turn parking off right there. Qi wireless charger down here with NFC and a little bit of storage. So Kia has really kind of rearranged the storage here in the center console. If you really want to put stuff in there, that's going to be a little tight. Very large glove box in this, though. You can see we've got a bottle of water in there, very large, damped, lined with felt. We've got a lot of recycled materials all the way around in these. These are sustainably sourced, not actual leather seats. So I think the term is vegan leather, it doesn't matter. But we've got some like fishnet headrests here that are very supportive and comfortable. Again, these are heated and ventilated up front and in the second row. We'll get to those here in just a moment. This is a very nice chauffeur vehicle because in the back seat, as I was being chauffeured from the hotel to this drive event, I was able to move this seat up and out of the way and show off a really cool feature back there. We'll see that in just a moment, but you can control all that from over here. Unfortunately, the seat does not know that a person is sitting in it, so my 5-year-old may end up playing with those buttons while somebody's sitting in it. We do get USB-C power for the backseat passengers in the seats themselves, but let's go ahead and pop out and see what that back seat is like very quickly and see what that third row of seats is like. So captain's chairs in this model. Top trims only offer captain's chairs. You can get a bench. That's just something that the designers and engineers are looking into, the demand of things like that. Great family vehicles need these built-in shades. You can see just how well it covers the entire window. Very nice, huge win, Kia. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Heated and ventilated seats back here in the back, 3-stage for both. You get your window controls and all the same storage options. So a actual dedicated cubby here and one with pass-through. More storage down here. Power seats, power captain's chairs back here in the back, and we'll talk about that button here in just a moment. But let's go ahead and slide all the way over to the chauffeur preferred seat right here. I'm gonna go ahead and let's see, reach down, find all the buttons down here. There, I've got my footrest coming out. Go ahead and scoot the seat back a little bit. I'm 5'10", and it's a little tight for me, like my feet are gonna be on the back of the front seat, but it's hard plastic back here, so that's nice. I can get very comfortable back here. I've got no complaints. Like, this is a very nice vehicle to ride in. I could very much see this being the next level chauffeur vehicle from the brand moving forward. It was very nice. The hour-and-a-half drive from the airport back here in the back seat, because again, heated and ventilated. I had my sunshades, had all my comforts back here. We do get some interesting cloth material here, hard mat pockets, a couple cup holders back here. We do get a sliding tray with another tray right here and hidden storage underneath. So again, the packaging of this, there's a little more emphasis on the back seat passengers back here. Again, you get your power right there. Let's go ahead and slide back out and climb into that third row. I'm going to show you, again, these being power seats like they are. Did I actually push the button? No, I didn't. They slide forward. The seat bottom kind of tips up to give a better egress to that third row seats. Again, this takes just a little bit of time. So them being power seats, it's a little unfortunate. You can see we also get the button right there that does the same thing, and now it goes back into place. But I want to get into that back row, so we're going to go ahead, push that button one more time and climb into the back. While we're waiting on that, I will go ahead and tell you, you can store these seat belts in these little clips here on the side. So if your teenager or whomever wants to ride back here more, you can just store those into place. Climbing back here is fairly easy. Two persons, so we've got 2 plus 2 plus 2 all the way back. I'm reclined slightly here. Okay, you saw me sitting in this seat earlier. I was quite comfortable. This vehicle has an 8-inch longer wheelbase than a Kia Telluride, and you would think the third row of seats, again, this is all the way back, would be a little bit better, but a majority of that space, I feel, went to the second row. I mean, 8 inches of extra wheelbase is good for passenger space, but I feel like this third row could be a little bit better. Again, it is going to be a negotiation with these second row passengers right back here. But these are power or actual manual reclining seats. I'll go ahead and show you here. You can recline them like so by pulling that strap there. These do have lower tethers for installing child seats as well, and these headrests fold down, so you're gonna have to put that top tether through the here. They are nice soft seats, but it's kind of hard material, so the material's nice. But yes, you do get USB-C power back here, some cup holders, very nice windows, air vents in the ceiling, lighting in the ceiling, a power retractable shade for a fixed in place glass roof back here, a manually moving shade for the opening glass up there. All around, very nice accommodations back here in all 3 rows of the Kia Telluride. Nope, did it again. The Kia EV9. But now let's hop behind the wheel, see how this thing drives, because this is, after all, a first drive event. All right, gearheads, setting off in the 2024 Kia EV9 all-electric vehicle. This is the top trim GT-Line model. And I will say, this does pick up right where the Telluride leaves off. So pricing starts at just over $55,000 and climbs to, as tested in this top-of-the-line loaded GT model, just over $77,000. Which is a tough pill for some to swallow for something with a Kia badge. I know my first introduction to the brand was my dad's 1997 Kia Sophia, and this ain't that Kia. This ain't that at all. This vehicle exists because the Telluride existed, because the Telluride was so popular. Let's talk about the driving experience. This is why we were out here. We've already seen it, spent some time in it from Detroit, but getting it out and driving it, it is a very comfortable vehicle. It's everything you would expect from a premium EV. That heavy battery underneath us really does make its presence known. You do know there is a lot of mass to this vehicle. You feel it sometimes trying to stop some of these curvy roads that we're going down, but center of gravity is really low. So unlike some other SUVs that can be a little tippy. Not so much here. It is a little on the floaty side to make up for all of that weight, but otherwise it is a very calm, compliant ride. The power delivery, we've driven with it in normal drive mode for a majority of the day. Sport drive mode does change your throttle mapping, give you a little bit more acceleration. As I've been told, these will do 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds, but I don't really want to pay for a California speeding ticket. Do you? We'll wait till we get one back in Texas and I know the roads just a little bit better. But as we're on these curvy roads here, going down the California coastline, going through the redwoods and all the different flora and fauna here in Northern California, I can say this is a truly comfortable vehicle. EVs make great luxury vehicles, and this is no exception. This is calm, comfortable, quiet. And they actually say quiet is quite a difficult feat in an electric vehicle because you don't have a bunch of explosions happening there in front of you. You're more cognizant of road noise. Being an EV, it's got all the EV things: regenerative braking, one pedal driving, yada, 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 yada. All of it works as expected. Being a modern Kia, it's got a lot of good driver assistance, driver awareness, technology baked right into it: lane keeping, lane centering, hands-on functionality of this steering wheel. The steering wheel actually knows whether or not you're actually holding it. Just things like that baked into the vehicle. I mentioned some of the over-the-air updates you can pay for and upgrade to, like the extra power boost of the model that we're apparently driving today, and things like that parallel park function that I really want to test out, but don't think we'll find time here on this test drive through Northern California. All the way around, I see this as a very good alternative to someone a little more eco-conscious, wanting to steer a little bit away from the thirsty gas guzzler vehicles like the Chevy Tahoes and the like, because the interior packaging, at least for the first two rows, is better than Tahoe and even Escalade. Again, they're kind of punching above their weight class with this vehicle. It is a good, solid vehicle. I just don't know if a $77,000 price tag is going to be an easy pill to swallow, though we do live in a world where there are $50+ Stanley Cups everywhere you look. And this is the Stanley Cup of the future, I say, because yes, you're going to pay a premium. Yes, it is more of a mainstream brand, but I think most buyers are going to be genuinely very happy with this vehicle all the way around. Very easy to drive, pilot, maneuver, and lots of tech to make sure you are safe on the road. If you want to see more from us, especially when we get one of these back on our home turf in East Texas, be sure and hit that subscribe button down below and ring the bell so you are notified every time a new video drops. You can also find us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, you name it, all at GT Garage Talk. Or you can go to gtgaragetalk.com. But as for me, down windy roads going down the California coastline in the 2024 all-electric 3-row Kia EV9. Until next time, gearheads. Bye.